Well, it's only getting worse. This one's only at approximately 105 psi to start with. So here, I'll set you down and someplace good where you can watch me do this. So let's see here. Maybe not, but yeah. So let me see if I can do this by hand, by one hand. So take the hose out. Get my oil can here. A little bit of oil. And then plug it back in. I think the hardest thing is realizing the angle on these spark plugs. Oops. And I'll eventually test the compression on the big engine, but that'll be a little while, strictly due to time and the fact that I don't have a compression gauge that goes up that high. So we'll set that there. So there's my compression set up with a little bit of oil in there. Let me go climb up in the seat. And let me zoom in here for you. Sorry about the bright light sitting on the hood. So this is the opposite cylinder to the one I just did. Turn my ignition on. 120. Back out here. Sorry for all the movement. I'm trying to be a little bit steady, but so I guess we got some compression problems on the pony motor. If this one's at a little less than 120, even with the oil on it, so certainly something to be concerned about. So I will go do the back two and then report back my findings. Obviously, not looking good so far. So looks like I will get to have a little fun this winter and work on the pony motor. I don't know. I know rods are available. I'm assuming rings are available, pistons. I know you can buy rebuilt, really nice, it would appear to be really nice rebuilt pony motors on eBay for like $2,000. I'm really just kind of into doing it myself. Obviously, if the block is not savable or something like that, because I haven't seen any mention of oversized pistons or anything like that, I'll have to explore parts availability a little bit. But overall, I think, yeah, it happens. I bought it, the pony motor wasn't even running, so I'll get the other two tested here pretty quick, and then I'll let you know what it is. I now know why you have to take the engine out. Probably anybody that's worked on 2 cylinders, or at least the 820s and 830s and 80s, probably already knew this when they watched the start of this video. So the reason they tell you to take the engine out is because you can't actually get to that spark plug hole right there to check the compression because of the power steering box right here. And there's no way for me to get my adapter back in there. So this is my adapter right here, and I just can't make it turn that corner. So we won't get to test the compression on the last cylinder, but this cylinder right here, cold was 121, and on the once I added oil, it was up near 147, the same as the first one I did. So yeah, it looks like the pony motor needs a little bit of work. Not something I'm too terribly unhappy about. It happens. So something I will start researching and acquiring parts for, and so I can get to that. So let me get down off my ladder and get my spark plugs back in here, and then I'll go over some of the other stuff I'm going to do in the next couple weeks. So All right, so I've got the spark plugs back in, but I went ahead and I took the oil bath air filter off. Decided to do that just to check. I got to thinking about it, and I don't remember ever changing the oil in the air filter. So I went ahead and cleaned it all up. It's down here drying out. I'll let it dry out overnight. Probably need to clean out the wire mesh one more time with some brake clean and stuff, and I'll work on that. And so just for tonight, I've got just a paper towel covering, keep any dust from getting in there. Aside from that, you know, hopefully that'll solve some of it. There was actually a decent amount of water in that oil bath air filter, so certainly, and there was some evidence of some oil being sucked in the carburetor from the air filter, or at least there was some wet stuff. So maybe that was a little bit of a cause of my oil problem. I know the engine needs some work, so we'll get on that. I'm still going to go ahead and proceed with fixing my filter housing here. I've now got the bleed procedure because I have the manual, and also I'm going to go ahead and fix this right here. Put that back in there, and I think that's just a matter of straightening this line out some, and should have enough distance to bring it forward to there, hopefully. I don't exactly know the best way to get back in there, because I really don't want to take the clutch apart, since the clutch is perfectly fine, or at least it seems to be. I don't want to take the clutch apart to run it back there, so I've got to figure out a way to push it back and then push it back forward. So something I'll work on. I did find out, I'm tired. I did find out that there is a shutoff. Actually, I found it before I got the manual, but there's a shutoff back in there. And so right now the diesel's fuel shut off, so I don't have nearly the draining problem that I did before. So that's exciting. I am going to work on getting a compression tester for the big engine. That'll require me to pull the valve cover off and everything, and I'll be able to see a couple things that I want to inspect. I'll probably also go ahead and do a fuel pressure, build a fuel pressure tester and stuff like that. Procedures all outlined in the manual, and test it all out. One thing I did not realize prior to getting the service manual is the fact that the oil from the cranking engine drains into the crankcase. So when you open that valve right there, the oil from the cranking engine drains in the crankcase. So I should have changed the cranking engine oil when I changed the big engine oil. The big engine oil, it hasn't used any oil, and I've run it about an hour since I changed the oil now. It hasn't used any oil from where it was at, so yeah, it's an hour, even though there's oil everywhere coming out of the exhaust and whatnot. It hasn't really used any oil per se. Certainly not anything noticeable in the dipstick. Other than that, I'll continue moving forward on the radiator project and the water pump project. Eventually my wife's gonna tell me I need to quit spending money. So something's got to give, and I'm more concerned about the water pump than I am the cranking engine right now. So cranking engine will be secondary probably later this winter. Eventually I'll get my shop cleaned up, and right now I can't really do all that much with it because it is sitting in front of that garage door, and this winter that's where one of my snow movers is going to sit. So eventually I'm going to get it over into that corner of the shop right there. And that way I can work on it and take it apart kind of at my leisure. It won't be in the way. I just got to get all that junk out of the corner there. And once I get all that junk out of the corner and organized and whatnot, then I can slide this over there and I can really kind of go to work on it. Right now I can't take it too far apart because I still need to move it around. So anyway, I think that's it for number 6. This is probably already a 10 or 12 minute long video. Apologies for that. I'll try to keep them shorter, but this weekend I'm going to try to get in and change and fix the fuel system, bleed it and everything. So that next video will probably be on that. Thanks for watching.